Thank you very much for joining us here on the news. Our top focus: in a big victory for India, the United States Supreme Court has cleared the extradition of 26/11 Mumbai attacks convict Tahawwur Rana. Now, Rana is a Canadian businessman of Pakistani origin, known for his involvement in the 2008 Mumbai terror attacks. Remember, which resulted in over 160 deaths. Now, his connections to David Coleman Headley, another key figure in the attacks, have been significant. Headley had in fact even testified against Rana, implicating him in planning and supporting terrorist activities. India has been seeking his extradition for years, emphasizing the need to bring him to justice.
It's been a long wait. A decade and a half is a long time. And there are many in India who have waited patiently. But finally, Rana will be with India. And it will be of great help, apart from the fact that the suitable punishment can be meted out, will be the fact that during the interrogations, India will know exactly who were responsible for it, who were behind it, which means who were the people in the ISI. Rana and Headley were briefed by who were the ones who provided logistics, who, apart from the ISI, in the terrorist circles, actually spoke with them, whether it was the Lashkar-e-Toiba top leaders, who among them, all of that will be known to India. So India has waited all these years, and now India will have Rana, and suitable punishment will be meted out.
All right, we just heard what my colleague as well as Times Network consultant Srinjoy Chaudhary had to make of this situation, given the fact that it's a huge development that has come through. More importantly, with the manner in which this entire legal matter has panned out. Like Srinjoy pointed out, it's been an extremely long wait, but this is crucial. In the scheme of things that we've looked at even in previous arguments at various federal courts in the US as to how this took place, and now with US having cleared that particular extradition order for the 26/11 Mumbai's attacks convict, that is Tahawwur Rana. You're looking at details on your screens of exactly who he is. Number one, of course, being with the aspect that he aided US terrorist David Headley in the 26/11 attack. You're also looking at the visuals of David Headley on your screens as well. But more importantly, while we speak about Tahawwur Rana, he was aware that Headley was part of Lashkar. Remember, unfortunately, in that particular incident that took place in 2008 in Mumbai, visuals on your screens from that terrifying period for India is that at least 160 people had lost their lives. Having said that, at the same point of time, this is why it's being looked at a big win for India as far as the 26/11 case is concerned. Tahawwur Rana is the 26/11 convict. He's a Canadian businessman of Pak origin, and that particular review petition has been dismissed. And that was the legal aspect of this case as well, as far as we're speaking as to what took place earlier in that particular matter. More importantly, on December 4th, remember, in 2019, that is, India had submitted the diplomatic note to the US to extradite Rana. And then in 2020, we saw how India filed a complaint seeking the provisional arrest of Rana with a view towards extradition. The Biden administration back then had supported and approved the extradition of Rana to India, and the two countries have a long-standing bilateral extradition treaty. This was in 1997. Now, just drawing perspective as to what happened legally, as to why this is so crucial, because having lost a legal battle against his extraditions in lower courts and several federal courts, including the US Court of Appeals in San Francisco, Rana and his counsel on November 13, that is 2024, had filed a petition for a writ of certiorari before the US Supreme Court. Now, this particular mention of the petition was denied by the Apex Court on January 21st, that is this year in 2025. Also crucial to note, this was after a day after, that is, Donald Trump being sworn in as the American president. But clearly the extradition with the first submitted response of the diplomatic note from December 4, 2019. But remember, this particular incident of the 26/11 Mumbai terror attack that took place in 2008, which is why Srinjoy went on to emphasize that. Let's listen in.
according to the Indian agencies, by the ISI as well, and that is why his extradition becomes extremely significant in this case. Now, politics has also broken out. Sanjay Raut, the leader from Uddhav Thackeray's Shiv Sena, has taken a dig at the entire process, said that it is.
All right, that was Arunil getting us details. As far as that is concerned, as to what we of course saw, legally speaking as well. This has been a long battle, like both Arunil has stated, as well as Srinjoy Chaudhary as well, who put that into perspective. You continue to look at details on your screens as to who exactly is Tahawwur Rana, and more importantly, the involvement in that particular matter, in terms of the fact that he aided US terrorist David Headley in 26/11 attack. He was aware that Headley was part of Lashkar. And like we were pointing out, the legal process as well, with the aspect of how this panned out. Because remember, the first request that did come through was on December 4, 2019. This was when India had submitted that diplomatic note to the US to extradite Rana. And further on June 10th, 2020, India filed a complaint seeking the provisional arrest of Rana with a view towards extradition. The Biden administration had supported this and had approved the extradition of Rana to India. And the two countries have a long-standing bilateral extradition treaty that was signed in 1997. All right, we leave it at that for the